Hello and welcome to episode 8 of the All You Need Is Love podcast. My name is Leah and today is July the 23rd. I can't believe July is almost over. I feel like I say that every month, but it's crazy how fast time goes. So, if this is your first time watching, welcome. This is a knitting podcast. And you can find me on the Ravelry group that we have for the podcast, which is called All You Need Is Love Podcast. I'm also on Instagram as Alina89, and you can find the show notes for the podcast on my blog, which is freezeframe.blogspot.com. So today for you, I have one finished object, which I'm super excited about, and we'll start with that, I think. And then I have 4 works in progress and a few upcoming projects which I'm going to talk to you about. So yeah, like I said, I have only one finished object this week, but it's one I really like, and I'm super excited about because it's my own design. And by the time you watch this podcast, the design should be out and available on both my blog and Ravelry as a free pattern, and I'm going to show it to you now. So those are my socks, which I'm calling the Celtic Rainbow socks, and here's one where you can see all the details. So at first it looks like a plain stockinette pair of socks with a very awesome yarn. And this is how it started, because I got this yarn from Eden Yarns, that's a British indie dyer, and I just fell in love with that colorway and all the speckles. And I knew at once that I wanted it to become a pair of socks, and I really wanted the yarn to be the main star of the socks. So I had a lot of busy patterns, but I didn't think it worked quite well for this yarn. So I ended up deciding to make my own pattern, and I wanted it same to be quite plain and simple so that you could mostly see the yarn, but I wanted to add a little something extra special. So I saw that cable detail on a book I have of knit stitches, and I thought it would be perfect for a pair of socks with that yarn. So those are the socks, curved zone with 1x1 webbing, and then on the back of the leg you have this cable design, which kind of made me think of like Ireland and Celtic patterns. And so I sort of started thinking about like leprechauns and rainbows and gold at the end of the rainbows. And that's how I had the idea for the Celtic Rainbow socks. So I really like this little cable, and I think what I love most about cables is that they look quite intricate and complicated, but they're actually super simple to knit. So on the pattern you will find how to knit back motif, and then I use my favorite short row heel technique, which I came up with like a couple months ago. And I'm really excited about this one because short row heels are my favorites, but most of the time they leave like little holes, which are really annoying. And I managed to find a recipe to make a perfect heel without any holes. So in the pattern you will also find how to make that type of heel without holes. And then the fit is a plain stockinette fit with a Kitchener stitch for the toe. And here you can see the finished sock. So I just adore that yarn. And if you have any similar skeins with like very busy, lots of colors and just gorgeous yarn like that, I think it could be the perfect pattern for you. So this is my very first time designing anything and writing a pattern down, so I've decided to share it for free. so that maybe some of you will want to knit a pair for yourself or for one of your loved ones. And I hope there's no mistakes in it, but let me know if there's anything wrong or if you have any questions, and I will try to help you. And yeah, you can find them on Ravelry as the Celtic Rainbow Socks. And once again, the socks, which I just love, and I can't wait for colder weather to come in so that I can wear them every single day. And I have quite a bit of yarn left because I have quite small feet, so I always have a lot of yarn left over. So I'm thinking I could make something else with all that yarn, either like socks for kids or a pair of mittens, maybe even a hat. I'm not sure, but I just love that yarn. And definitely go check out the Eden Yarns website. She has the most beautiful skeins. She first started by making self-striping yarns, which are gorgeous, but she has also a lot of speckled yarns and tonal colors, and I love them all. So, and the base is probably my new favorite for socks. It's just merino and nylon, but it's perfect. I love it. It's super soft, super sturdy, and I love it. So those were my socks and my finished object for the week. Now we're going to move on to my works in progress, and you already know I love shawls, so it won't surprise you that I have 3 more on the needles for this week. And the first one you haven't seen before because I only casted it on like a week ago, and that's a shawl. It's just gorgeous. I waited a long time to cast on with that yarn, which is Tosh Merino Light in the Shire colorway, and I will admit that one of the reasons I bought it, other than the fact that it's a gorgeous forest green, is that it's called Shire, because I'm a massive Lord of the Rings fan, so I couldn't resist it. And for like 6 months I couldn't find the perfect pattern for it, but now I have found it, I think. And the pattern is called Glitz at the Ritz. It's free on Ravelry and on Knitty, but I've actually renamed my project Through the Woods because I'm not really a Glitz at the Ritz kind of person, and when I look at the shawl it kind of makes me think of when you're in a forest and you can see the rays of sunshine shining through the leaves of the trees, and so yeah, that's kind of what it makes me think. Like you can see, it's a lot of eyelets which are going to grow and be so pretty once it's blocked. And then there's a few rows of garter here, and the next section is the lace section, the final one, but I'm waiting a little bit to knit it because I'm considering adding beads. The Glitz at the Ritz pattern is a fully beaded one, but I didn't want to add any beads on the body, so I just thought I could maybe try to add some at the end to add a little bit of weight and shine to the shawl. I've never worked and knit with beads, but I know that Christine from the Yarngasm podcast recently published a video on YouTube on how to include beads in your knitting, so I think I'm going to try. I'm going out tomorrow in Paris and I will try to find some beads, and then I watch Christine's video and try to add some to the bottom of the shawl, which it's the only reason the shawl is not finished, because I did the entire body in maybe 2 days and I just love it so much. So yeah, I'm thinking maybe a very dark green beads. I don't want them to be too different from the color of the shawl, because I don't want them to be that you could see them too much. I just want a little pop of shine, I'd say. So yeah, very excited about this shawl. The colorway is gorgeous. If you ever find a skein of Shire, you should definitely grab it. I think it would. There was only one at the time in the shop, but if I could have, I would have grabbed a few more, and because I think it would make and absolutely beautiful sweaters or jumper. So yeah, this is definitely one of my favorite colors, forest green. I love fall colors, and I can't wait for fall to get here so I can wear on all the shawls I've been knitting this summer. And I was watching the Fuzzy Love Nuts podcast a few days ago, which is from Nina, and she lives in Chile, so it means that right now for her it's the beginning of winter. And I was telling her how jealous I was because here it's the middle of summer, it's super hot, and I'm definitely missing the colder days and being able to wear all of my knits. And she was wearing a jumper with a hat and a shawl on her podcast, and yeah, I was totally jealous. So I definitely can't wait for September. So yeah, that was my first work in progress. The second one is also a shawl, which you've already seen. It's my self-striping shawl made with drops yarn. And it's something I'm making up as I go. It's mostly a stockinette stitch shawl with where I'm alternating with a few rows of garter, then some tiny eyelets here, and then garter also, some more eyelets, and so on. I am almost done with the shawl, even though I have I have all of that left, but I think it's a nice length already. So I'm just adding a few more rows of the stockinette, and then I'm going to do contrast edging in garter stitch using some of this yarn, which is a dark blue jeans, which is pretty much the same color as that blue, which is in the shawl. So I think it will add it needs a bit of a darker tone in it, and it will add a bit of weight. This shawl is really fun to make. Definitely not something I'm going to wear every day because I'm not the biggest color crazy, but it's really nice and it's fun, and I think it will go great with like a pair of jeans and a t-shirt. So a fun shawl, a fun knit, super easy. And if you're looking for a similar pattern, there are a ton of them on Ravelry, which you can find for free. It's very basic triangular shawl. So I'm liking this one. I'm pretty sure it will be over by the next time I record. So I should have one more shawl off my needles by next week, which is cool because I'm taking part for the entire summer in Diane's Around Your Neck Knit Along. She's the host of the Suburban Stitcher podcast, and she's hosting a knit along for anything that you could put around your neck, so shawl, scarf, caul. And I've already made 4 shawls, with the 2 I've just shown you that will make 6, which I will then enter in the knit along. And the more shawl you enter, the more points you get, and at the end it's like the one that has the more points that wins, I think. And I really like, if you can tell, like challenges and having objectives and stuff like that. That always works on me. So I guess other than the fact that I love shawls, that's one of the reasons I have been making so many this summer, I think. And also I'd like to have a shawl in every single color you can think of. So yeah, that's a really fun knit along, and there's still like 6 weeks left. So you could definitely join right now on a Ravelry group. So those were my first 2 works in progress. The third one is not a shawl, to change things up a little bit. It's a baby blanket, which is already quite big. I don't know if I'm going to be able to show it all to you. Here. So that's a blanket so far. And the idea behind it came from Little Bobbins, because she is also hosting a knit along right now, and it's a purposeful stash along. And basically the point is to use those kinds of yarn you bought a while ago in the idea of making something very specific with them. And in my case, it was some Stylecraft Special DK, which I bought a year ago, thinking that I would make a crochet blanket. and then I realized that I wasn't a big crochet fan. So I have like 15 skeins of that yarn in a bunch of different colors, and I decided it was time to actually make something with them. So I still wanted it to become a blanket, but I switched to a knitted one and a baby version. So it's a very simple garter stitch blanket with stripes of color. So this was the first one, and it's a bit greener in real life. It's like sea green emerald, and it's super simple, just knit stitches all the time. And then I did a white row. This one is like a lavender color. Then there's this is not showing through at all. It's more like raspberry pink. It's not red. And the last one I'm currently working on is that dark blue. So I have 2 more colors planned. The next one will be sort of a light peach, and then baby blue. This blanket is going to be for my soon-to-be born nephew. And my sister has seen the blanket and likes the colors, so everything is great. It's not my favorite yarn to work with. It's mostly acrylic, synthetic wool, but it's very soft. The colors are pretty, and my sister likes it. So basically, that's all that matters at the end. And I think it's going to be perfect for a baby because you can put it in the washer even every week if you need, and I think it's going to age very well. So I'm really liking this project. It's knitting out super quickly. It's going to stretch a lot, which I like, and I think it's a good size. I kind of randomly cast on. I thought I wanted it to be, maybe I was picturing a crib and I wanted it to be able to be put on the crib, and I think it's a pretty nice width. So that's a width, and this is all. So I think it's a nice size and I'm liking it. It's a very mindless project to work on because you just knit all the time, and since I'm changing colors quite regularly, I'm not getting too bored with it. So definitely a cool project, and I think it makes a great gift for parents because usually they get like a ton of stuff, like of clothes, and so blankets and maybe toys or stuff like that are a nicer idea. So I'm liking it, and just like the previous shawl, I think it's going to be done by the next time I record, so I should have quite a lot of stuff of the needles next time, I think, which means I'm going to have to cast on a lot of things, right? So that was my third works in progress, and the last one is, well, a shawl. So I am very excited about this one too because it's I'm making up the design also myself. This is a shawl I have so far. Basically it started when I was working on my socks and I was just madly in love with that speckled yarn. And I had another skein of speckled yarn here, which is Madeline Tosh Merino Light in the Cosmic Wonder Dust colorway. This is this one. And I love how different it is from the Hidden Yarns one, if you look at it here. So this one has more speckles than like white, while this one is mostly white with tiny speckles everywhere. So there's like yellow, turquoise, pinks, purples, and I think it's knitting up just beautifully. It would make a beautiful cardigan, I think, because it's just like soft and it's not too much, so I think it would be beautiful on a larger scale. And so I started by making a body in stockinette stitch, and then I added a few rows of eyelets because I love eyelets. And I've just moved on to a new section. I'm going to show it like that, using short rows, so you can see it starts small and it grows here, and the other way around. And next I'm going to add another short row, but the other way around, so with the smaller part here and growing toward the edge. And that second yarn is also Madeleine Tosh Merino Light in the Osta Blue colorway, which is the exact same turquoise that you can see throughout this skein. And I haven't picked the next color yet. I'm thinking maybe pink or purple. I'm not sure yet. But I'm really liking this shawl so far. I love Madeleine Tosh Merino Light. It's definitely one of my favorite yarn to make shawls with because it's incredibly soft, super drapey, and even though it's a single ply, it ages very well because I've made 2 shawls over a year ago now in Madeleine Tosh Merino Light, which I've wore every single day during the last fall, winter and spring, and they're just as beautiful as on the first day. So definitely my favorite yarn for shawls. It's a bit pricier than some yarns, but I think it's definitely worth it. So this is a shawl. It doesn't have a name yet. I'm not even sure what I'm going to do once I'm done with the short rows. So kind of making it up as I go and writing things down so I can remember them. But yeah, I love it. Let me know what you think. So yet another shawl. Those were all of my works in progress. I should have one more on the needles very soon because I got some yarn last week in the idea of making a top, a summer top, and I haven't cast it on yet, but I'm about to. And this is the yarn I got. It's from a French brand which is called Fildar, and it's cotton yarn, so 100% cotton. And the colorway is jade. It shows like a light blue on the screen, but it's closer to green, so like a jade rock. Like I said, so I got 6 skeins of this, and I made a tiny little bit. That's not the project, it's just I wanted to see how my stitches would knit up on the size needle that was required. And the top I'm going to make is called the Babel top, and it's from a sewing magazine called La Maison Victor. It's this one, and it's originally from Belgium, but they also have a French version and a German version, I think. And this is the top here, and let me show you a bigger picture of it. That's the top. I really like the detail on the back, and I think it has a very like retro look from the 50s or something like that, with once again eyelets, which I can't get enough of. And I really liked that top and the fits. So I'm going to cast it on in the next few days, I think. And it's knit flat, so like from the front first and the back after. At first I thought I would like modify the pattern to knit it in the round, but I'm not sure yet. So mostly I would have made that change so I did not have to purl every other row, but I haven't quite decided yet. So I will let you know, and I will show it to you obviously as soon as it's on the needles. But I think it's going to be really nice. I love that color. It's really light and soft, and since it's cotton, it's going to be perfect to wear like on the not so cold days. So I can't wait to have this on the needles. And I have a bunch more projects that I'm thinking of casting on. Some I'm waiting until for the fall because they're more like winter projects made in like worsted wool merino. So it's way too hot right now to cast this on. I'm thinking about knitting the Dock Light sweater, which is from Brooklyn Tweed, and I've already picked my yarn. It originally uses Brooklyn Tweed Shelter, but I'm going to use a very similar yarn that's French instead, and it's from a brand called Derarum Natura, and the yarn is called Gillette, and it's just gorgeous, and yellow and rustic, which is all my favorite things in one. So I will order it in August, I believe, and then cast it on in September so that I can wear it this winter. And the sweater is gorgeous. It's from afar it looks like it's a bunch of cables, but really it's brioche with some lace details. It's I just adore it, and I've had it in my library for 6 months, I believe, and I was waiting to find the right yarn. And now that I have, I can't wait to wear it. I also have a few shawls in mind, obviously, including one that just got released, and it's called the Kif shawl, and it's got 3 different colors. So the main 2 are like stripes, and there's a contrast color detail in short rows, and it's absolutely stunning. It's from her name is Justina, and you might have seen some of her designs already. There's 2 in particular that are just gorgeous, and I've been seeing them a lot online, and they're called the Aisling shawl, which is one of the most stunning shawls I've seen in the 6 months. It's just beautiful. And the other one is called Masco, and if you watch Mina podcast, the Knitting Expat, she just made one, so you might have seen it on our podcast. And Justina has the most beautiful designs. I only recently found her on Ravelry, and I want to knit all of the things she's ever designed. Definitely go check it out. So it's a Kif shawl, Kith, and I can't wait to have this one on the needles. I'm just waiting because it calls for 3 colors, and I've picked the first 2, but I need to go out and buy the 3rd color. So as soon as I get it, it will go on my needles for sure. I've got a few more socks in mind, which I will talk to you about on the next episode. But I think that's pretty much it for my projects this week. So I guess a little bit of blabber and news now. And good news for me this week is that I am working this summer, and you might be confused as to why I would be excited about working, but so if you know me a little or have been following my blog for a while, you might know that I haven't been able to work for way too long because I got sick at the end of 2013, and then I got stuck at home recovering for almost a year. And that was right after I had graduated from business school. And once I recovered and started to look for a job again, I discovered that no one was really interested in hiring someone with a huge 1-year gap in our resume. So it's been kind of complicated ever since, and I just found a job for the summer, which is not really related to my business school, but I'm super excited about because I am doing some translating work from English to French, because it's got to be useful at some point to be able to speak in English, I guess. So it's really nice to just have a routine again and wake up in the morning, have something to do and feel useful, I guess. So I'm very happy about it, and that also means that hopefully because even though I haven't worked in a really long time, I didn't go on holidays either, because I had a lot of free times, but I was trying to find a job and I had no money. So having this job means that I should hopefully be able to take a little holiday break. And I'm secretly hoping to be able to make it to London in early September, because London is my favorite city in the world so far. It's my happy place, I guess. So I'm trying to see if I can make it work, and that would be just awesome. I haven't been in London in 2 years, I think, and last time I went I wasn't a knitter then, so if I make it in September, it means I'm going to be able to go to Loop and discover Loop, which I've heard so much about. So I guess that's a bigger news. I'm looking around for hostels and prices and dates that could work and stuff like that, so crossing my fingers and really hoping to make it happen. And maybe I will get to meet some of you who live in the area or might be in London in September, which would be really awesome. So we'll see. I will let you know, obviously, if I do make it to London. And that was the news for the week, I guess. Nothing much to report. It's still super hot, so kind of happy that I get to work from home where it's a bit cooler than outside. Yeah, trying to keep the episode short for this week, so I'm going to end here. If you want to look more at the socks and check out the pattern, once again it's on Ravelry as the Celtic Rainbow Socks. I'm really excited to have it available for everyone, and do let me know what you think about it, about how I wrote it down, if you like the heel technique or whatever, because it's really exciting to like share your work with others. So yeah, let me know what you think, and until there, we'll see you in a couple of weeks, and until then, happy knitting and bye.